My name is Clarissa Walker, and this is my screencast of my 8 to 10 minute oral presentation following my inquiry driven project. The research question that drives this research journey for me was, what are the characteristics of the most influential beauty bloggers? Now, the reason this question came up for me was that I am intrigued by my intrigue. I don't know why I can't stop watching these videos. So, what I'm doing is delving into them in a more scholarly way and see what I come up with. I began by defining my terms. What is a vlogger? So, according to dictionary.com, a vlogger is one who's a creator of a blog that features mostly videos rather than text or images. I began the research journey by simply spending a lot of time, not a lot of time, but enough time sort of getting a feel for the nature and the interests and the expertise, style, narrative of the various bloggers. But my favorites, for a variety of reasons that I will talk about a little bit, are an old favorite, Jackie Aina, who's been a favorite for a long time. Michelle Thon is one of the most famous. Nitra B, Symphony Soto, who's 23 years old and doing a phenomenal job, and Wayne Gross. In my research journey, I found it very useful sites like Stylecaster that offered sort of an assessment of the 25 best beauty vloggers. I learned that the criteria for this type of site is really the number of followers, and the vloggers are very aware of that, which is why they are always asking us to subscribe, and the amount of influence they have on actual products. Because some of them make a suggestion, and because they have so many so many followers, products are made because they said make them. Because I am interested in isolating the characteristics of influential and successful beauty vloggers, I looked for the intersections in the various videos and the data basically that I went through. And one thing that I noticed is that these vloggers can recreate, the most successful ones can recreate the looks of the most popular TV characters on TV and in film. For example, most recently, Jackie Aina did Naomi Campbell's VMA look. It was a big deal the day after the VMAs, and everybody was still hyped about it, that they could go online and go to her channel and see how to recreate one of the most talked about looks. And Fawn does this wonderful job of the look of the main character, or one of the main characters, of Game of Thrones.
Daenerys Targaryen, the Khaleesi and mother of dragons, known for her beauty and strength. I'm going to show you how to recreate her effortless look.
Something else that I noticed about the most successful vloggers and most influential vloggers is that they organize their presentations kind of like the fashion industry does by season, like the fall look, but sometimes it's like around a holiday. For example, Symphony offered a back to school look. Nitra B came out with this big New Year's Eve eye.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today
This was one of the most favorite things that I learned, which is that these bloggers take the responsibility of researching both the history of the subject that they are emulating, or even the product that they're talking about. They do their homework.
Norma Jean was an undoubtedly naturally pretty girl. However, the iconic Marilyn look that we all know today is something that took several years to evolve. 3 key moments in that evolution were when she dyed her hair peroxide blonde, when the head of the studio sent her to have plastic surgery to slim down her nose and also to correct an overbite, and finally when she met her makeup artist, and this would be her makeup artist for the whole of her career, Alan Snyder, known as Whitey. They had an incredibly close relationship, to the point where Marilyn even said, if I die before you have to do my makeup for my funeral. And it's something he did. And he was also a pallbearer. Now, the look they had from her first screen test to when he sort of launched.
So Eldridge takes us through this entire process until she gets to the end where she has the model actually looking like Marilyn Monroe. The iconic image of Marilyn Monroe is recreated, in addition to an interesting and rich history lesson that she included with her presentation. Something that I learned is that often they teach conveying solid information without even touching makeup. And I was really, really excited to see that there are top vloggers who are men as well, which was really, when I thought about it, not very surprising, because I know how many male makeup artists there are. So it was very natural that this would be the next thing. So Wayne Gross is someone who was really good about offering kind of like a talk show style of recipes for very specific technical things that you can do to create illusions, etc. So this is Wayne giving a tutorial using a Kim Kardashian photograph about how to section off your face and do contours, as well as to do making magic, as he says, in terms of shadowing your face. And what's interesting to me is that this video, where he's doing something very technical, doesn't touch any makeup. He's just teaching, got like 2.1 million views. Something else that I noticed is that these folks are real. They are not phonies. So no phonies, please. These people have flaws. They show you their flaws. Jackie Aina dances around wigless with a face full of makeup or with her natural hair. They're not putting on airs or trying to be beauty queens. Symphony shows you all the time all of her acne scars. All of those things are very, very apparent. They're transparent about their flaws. And so I think that that's one of the reasons why their followers may be able to identify with them and be so comfortable with them as well. It was cool to learn, and very, very shocking for me to learn that in Sarah Sykes' piece, it's a scholarly article called Making Sense of Beauty Vlogging, which was published in Carnegie Mellon. She says that each month over 50 million people watch more than 1.6 billion minutes of consumer created fashion and beauty videos on YouTube. Until I got into this research, I had no idea how many people were doing what I was doing, which is probably watching beauty videos and not even using the products probably. Some of them I do, but that's not why I watch it. Don't know why. So in another scholarly article in a journal called MC Journal, M/C Journal, the author Umit Kennedy wrote Exploring YouTube as a Transformative Tool in the Power of Makeup Movement. She talks about in this piece about how this is one of the ways that these vloggers are establishing their identity. That identity is tethered to this. And it's interesting because Jackie Aina has addressed that before, saying it is in fact not her identity, but her job. It is a career. She makes that clear on Twitter all of the time. And it's also claimed that makeup and clothes in this particular article, in clothes closets are the currency, like the money for 19 to 25-year-old women. That demographic, and was what the research showed in this particular article. What I was most moved by, sort of the climax of this particular research journey, was that there was a movement started by vlogger Nikki, who's pretty hot, She's very, she has a lot of following, and she had this movement that was called the Power of Makeup movement. And she talks about agency and empowerment being a part of what this is all about. So she kind of infused this activism into what these beauty vloggers are doing. And the way that she did this was for a day that was selected by her, everyone wore a half face of flawless, beautiful, well put together makeup, and then a half face of just themselves. And Nikki wanted there to be a statement, multiple statements. But the overall contribution of this particular scholar, Kennedy, is that these representations of self are constructed by these vloggers. Thank you for listening.